Welcome everyone. I'm Patricia with Kneaded Movements Massage and Yoga, and this is going to be a gentle and restorative yoga class. If you will, please join me in this seat, seated on the ground. If you'd like a bolster, a blanket, or a pillow underneath your bottom, come into any cross-legged position that works for you. Or you may also put your feet out in front if that's a better option. Otherwise, sit tall, sit back into your spine, pull your belly button back, lift that head, lift that heart, bring your hands together, and let's just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's do that again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now in through the nose, and curl your tongue as you go out through your mouth. Do that again, in through the nose. Curl your tongue like a straw. Slow down. Let your hands fall. Notice the shift already in the head, in the heart, and in the body. You can play with your eyes open or closed throughout this practice. You're going to notice I'm going to do the same. We're going to sit back into ourselves. We're going to lift that heart once more. Think about those slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose now. Now notice not just your chest moving up and down, but your shoulders expanding and dropping as you exhale. Now let's notice that lower into the belly. Notice your belly expand when you breathe in. Notice that it comes back together as you exhale. Let's think about that, the length, the width, and the depth. Expand in all directions. Now as you exhale, let it drop. Back, belly button toward the spine. Feel that deflation of air that's squeezing out. Keep going. Now let's take a moment, hands to the knees, lift that heart. And let's keep it gentle. Whatever leg you have on top, and we may do opposite, so it's okay. Whatever leg you have on top, take it to the outside and just kind of hug that knee a little bit. Just sit into yourself for a moment. Now we're going to turn away from that knee, so let's get ready. Take the opposite hand back, put the elbow against that knee, and then just turn away. Let that hand begin to fall against the leg. Lift that chest. And then come back into your center. Now go toward that leg. Grab it and turn. Come back to the center. Let's switch it out. The leg that's up now goes down, and the leg that was down now goes on top. So now find that. This is not going to be as easy of a seat, or it might be easier. You may just realize that, oh, this one's actually more open or less. So just check in with your legs. Be honest. How do they feel? So restorative yoga, some call it yin yoga, yoga therapy, contemplative yoga, whatever you want to call it. Get in connection with your body. How do you feel when you sit in these positions? What happens in your head? What happens in your jaw? What happens in your shoulders? Check in. Scan the body. Now think about those 3 dimensions. Breathing. Inhaling big. Exhale. exhaling completely. If you need a couple in through the nose and out through the mouth, go for it. Take a journey with your breath. What helps you breathe deeper? Some people find a pressure point on the roof of their mouth that you can press your tongue into, so you can take time to find that. Especially during cold and allergy season, so just kind of noticing how that shifts. Breathing deep. You're also stretching through the throat as you're breathing in these different ways. Think about that, opening your sinuses. Your ears may pop as you take these deeper breaths. So just be present with it. What's going on? What needs to shift? What needs to change? Excellent. Now let's take that top leg out to the side. Drop through your hips, level out. Take the elbow up against that same leg. Take the opposite hand behind you. Turn. Let that hand fall against your leg as you rotate. And come back to your center. Now turn toward it. Take a moment to let your spine adjust, let your body adjust, and look back behind you. Twist. And back to center. Now let's bring both feet together in front of us. So again, if you're on a bolster or a brick, adjust, let your bottom slide down. Make sure your sit bones and the cheeks are touching the floor and that your sacrum is kind of floating on top of that extra padding. If you don't have any extra padding, just readjust your back and spine. Pull the cheeks out to the side. Make sure you're making the connections with those pointing sit bones. Sitting nice and tall again. Draw the shoulders down and back just a little bit. Sit back into your spine. Lift the head and level it out. Make sure you're not jutting that chin forward. Lengthen through the top of your head. Bring your hands to your heart once more. Feel your knees drop. Feel that inner groin and thigh getting a big stretch. Sit back. Lift up tall. Making connection with the soles of our feet and our hands. Hands to the knees, lift that chest, look up. Now lengthen over your legs. So as always, when we do a forward bend, it allows you to kind of release and let go, letting any excess thoughts pour out the top of the head, letting your worries and your doubts just float away. Rooting into what you know, your strength, your accomplishments, the support that's around you, the ground beneath you. Rooting into what you know. Inhale, lift your chest, go a little deeper if you can. Some people are going to get real low, but don't force it. We're still early. We're going to tuck and roll back. All the way up to a seated position. Look high, look tall. Come back into your seat. Now let's take a moment. You're going to take your left leg, so this will be your left side. We're going to take it out to the side there. We're going to roll out to that left. And you can move your bolster if you would like now out of your way. If you're not using one, perfect. If you need one, you can tuck it kind of behind this bent leg. So that can be where your support is if you need it. Otherwise, come into this abstract seat. And let this inner hip drop. Ooh. Let this back cheek touch the ground. Feel that stretch through the quad, through the thigh, through your sartorius muscle, the longest muscle in the body. So think about that stretching, extending. So we're gonna do some movements, we're gonna do some lifts, and we're gonna do some stretch, but it's gonna be very gentle, and I want you to work with your body what feels right. So from this position here, taking your right hand to the ground, you're gonna lift up through your body. And just feel that stretch. Reach your arm up and back. Feel that through the side, the waist, the back. No pinching, but feel the stretch. Come down slow and have a seat again. So readjust into your body. Sit into that hip. Oh yeah. So feel that. If you need padding for your knees, there's all kinds of different things you can use. These are little discs that you can find anywhere, Walmart, Marshalls kind of thing. You can also put these underneath your knees if you need. So when you're rising, you've got a little extra padding for them. So let's do it again. Rise, extend, reach back. Oh. And then come back down. Reset. And if you don't need the pads, you don't have to use them. So sit back into your hip and see how it feels. Now straighten this leg. So lean to your right, turn that left leg out. So now it's nice and straight to that side. Let's reset into our hips, reset into our cheeks. With that leg extended, I want you to reach out toward it a little ways. Some of you are gonna stop right here, so go as far as you can. If you can reach out toward the ankle or the toe, great, but don't strain to be there. Make sure your hand is low. So if you can reach toward the toe, you're gonna go more toward the ground. All right, so everybody find where you can go. Now look to your right and away. Extend, extend, extend. And yeah, while I'm explaining it, that's part of the stretch, that's part of the hold. So use that time, stretch. Looking up and away, lift your heart, kind of like a superhero. Give gratitude and thanks to all those people out there doing good jobs and doing things that are keeping us going. Coming up and away. Let it go. So notice, how does that feel? Oh yeah, rock those hips out. Now let's come back into a seated position, feet together. Notice the two sides of the hips, how do they feel? I definitely feel a difference in those hips. So noticing the opening of this side, little difference on this side. Let's turn that knee out. So now right knee turns out. And we're gonna take a moment. If you need those paddings, get them up underneath. If you're good without, you're where you need to be. So settle in. All right. Ooh, feel that sartorius, that longest muscle of the body runs from your hip to your knee. Nice and tall. Don't slump, don't round, don't lean away from it. Sit into that hip. Feel the stretch. Surrender to it. Now, left hand down. We're going to do that really nice tall lift. So just extend when you're ready. Up, reaching for the sky, and back if you're able. Down nice and easy. It rotates. And we'll reset once again. So take a moment, check in. Did anything feel uncomfortable? Did anything feel like it needed a little extra attention or love? Find that. So I'll readjust. Make your adjustments. And let's get ready to do it again one more time. Up, reaching through, looking to the sky, extending, feeling your reach. And then coming down. Over that leg. Extend that leg now. So we know the rotation, we're turning the hip, we're turning the attention, we're turning the body a little bit. So make your adjustments. Again, extend out as far as you can. Everybody's gonna be a little different. So go to your length and then go up and over. But kind of notice how far did you go on one side. You wanna go about that same length on the other. So you can start with the hand on the hip, looking up and back. If you're already feeling it, you want to reach for it, go for it. Give that gratitude and thanks. lifting up and out, and come back to your center. Bring that leg in, both feet together one more time. Hands to the knees, we're gonna lift. Now the first time we did the cobbler, we were kind of tight. So your feet are close to your body and you gotta kind of hunch to get forward. This time I want you to lengthen out. Wiggle your bottom back, your feet forward a little bit, whichever way you need to go to get there. Hands are gonna go to the knees and you're gonna lift that heart. As you exhale, you're gonna dive forward and you're gonna pull your chest down more than your forehead, but you're gonna get down as low as you can. So some of you are gonna hold your ankles, some of you are gonna hold your feet. Some of us are gonna get under our feet. So you're gonna notice I'm gonna go under and grab and then pull. There we go. So relax the feet together, let them rest. Start pulling yourself now, using your biceps, pulling yourself down towards your legs. So even if you're here, the legs are resting and you're pulling that upper body down. All right, feeling it? Good. If you're able to get your head all the way down, you want to get your feet a little bit further away from the body and you want to get the crown of your head, the very, very tippy top, into the soles of the feet if possible. So that's going to look like this. You're going to lift, you're going to extend, and you're going to get low. And just breathe while you're there. No matter how low you are, get as low as you can go. Just breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting the head up and out, pushing up and back, lifting to the sky with the heart. And then let go. Let's go wide-legged here. We're going to take it to a wide-legged split. All we're doing is opening up the back of the body. We're restoring length. We're restoring blood flow. We're restoring flexibility. So I want you to reach over to your left side, right hand on the hip. Very similar to what we did with the bent knee, but now we're going to go straight leg and reach. If you can go up and over, go up and over. Keep looking toward the sky. Look toward your inner elbow, your forearm, maybe your hand. Come up and out. And as before, just kind of a little stretch and then a reach to the right. Going up and over, soften that left elbow. Again, looking up. Take that elbow toward the sky. So you don't want to shrug and be here. If you can open and extend, feel that waist stretch. You'll feel it. Coming up and out, nice and strong. And letting it go. Hands go forward and just hang out for a breath. You can get lower, get lower. If you can get all the way down, go ahead and go all the way down. I'm not going to go as low today. I'm just going to stop about here. Let's all hang out with our breath. Lift that chest, push your butt back wherever you are. You will intensify the stretch if you'll lift your heart and push your butt back. So remember, it's not about getting the forehead down. It's about getting the chest forward, getting the head extending with the body. Pushing up, coming back into center. Whew, take a moment there. All right, so now let's do a nice wide leg squat. So we're gonna come on to our knees. And we're gonna take those knees nice and open. So this one I'll do from the side so you can get a nice view of that. We're gonna get, again, onto our knees and we're gonna go wide. So I notice I'm adding a little padding here and I'm gonna back it up to that padding. I'm gonna take my knees out to the side and I'm gonna widen my feet the same width as my knees. So I'm not gonna go wider and I'm not gonna tuck it in. It's gonna be in line. So find that alignment. Knees out to the side. Toes turned out to the side. Inner arches down, inner ankle down. Now right here is enough for a lot of people, so some of you might need to stay here. Now if you can, you're going to begin to push back a little bit. Woo, feel that. This is a deep, we call it tortured frog in class. So just take a minute, get down low into your frog. If you can get down to your elbows, get down to your elbows. And again, push back with your tailbone. Push back with your butt. Push back with your hips. Lift your tailbone as you push. 4. Stay with it. Shoulders down and away from the ears for 3. Feel it. This is warding off hip fracture. We're making our hips stronger. We're making them tougher. And coming forward, easy. Go up to your hands. Drag it in. There's no easy way to do it. Just drag it in. And then come into a seat. So from here, we should be in kind of a kneeling or seated position. I want you to look around and find a pillow that you have in your house maybe. I'm going to get this black pillow and chain it out with this one. So I'm going to press my pillow here. So this is about the basic shape of a house pillow. If you've got a thicker bolster like this, go for one. If you've got something a little bit more dense, or if you can use a couple pillows, maybe that's what you need to do today. All right, so we're going to get into that squatting position. Again, we're going to bring the pillow up against our groin just a little bit, and then we're going to lean out over it. You're going to get as low as you can. Again, widen those knees out really, really big and lay over that pillow. Now, if you can, turn those toes out again. Woo, that's big. That's a big stretch. Feel it though. Surrender. Head down. Notice the pillow I have is rather dense. It doesn't let me collapse really far. So if you're falling forward a whole bunch, you may need a thicker pillow. You may need a thicker blanket. So pause if you need and come back once you have the equipment. All right, we've laid with our head turned to one side. Let's go to the other for a moment. Ugh. Just let it rest here, guys. We're just gonna breathe. Feel your hips, your groin opening up. You did it weighted with all your weight on it. Now this one's a little bit more passive. Now we're gonna come up nice and easy out of this. We're gonna press our hands back and lift our chest through the middle. We're going to come up and bring one knee in. Go slow. Bring the other knee in. Woo! And sit back. Oh, you are going to feel those inner thighs and groins, but they're going to feel so much more open and better. So let's just take a moment with that. Now the next thing we want to do is just a laying back bend. So let's take a moment with that. I'm going to use this bolster once again. I'm going to turn and I'm going to lay back against it. So we went from a forward position to now with our body up. So let's take a moment and let ourselves adjust. Let's take it back over the bolster. So notice I'm bringing it all the way back to touch me. I'm bringing my feet in close and I'm going down slow. I'm not just plopping back on it. You want to make sure your head's on it. So this is probably more like a king size pillow. Maybe you need a nice dense one. Maybe you need 2. Make sure they're staying level. Try and shove them in the same pillowcase if you need to. But lay back and open up your arms and shoulders. Now to continue with the opening of the legs and the hips and the groin, we're going to bring our feet together for just a few moments. If that is too much, just straighten your legs out. So now find your choice, what works for you. Just settle down into it. So notice I'm on a slight incline here. So now guys, I'm going to turn away from you so you can see what I'm about to do. I'm going to roll to my side. My knees are going to bend, then I'm going to roll. I'm going to push up onto that elbow, and then I'm going to reach back and turn this pillow now and bring it closer to my hip. So you know what's about to happen. I'm going to lengthen over it, and I'm just going to lay there for a moment, and then I'm going to let my head down, and then I'm going to roll back. So please go in stages. Don't just flop back. Really give yourself time to move. So now we're in a restorative back bend. Take a moment. Reset your shoulders. If you need to, lift your head. Settle it back down. Shoulders go out. Draw. Shrug and release a few times if you need. Remember, you don't just fall into your yoga poses perfectly. You do have to adjust. You do have to adapt to your body. So please listen to your body. So if you can, be here with your knees together and your feet really wide. So let's notice that one, knees together and feet wide. Squeeze those knees together. Notice the movement, the weight goes to your shoulders a little bit, and then when you let go, you fall over again. Feel that back bend, that arch. Feel your tailbone drop. So for some, if you've got vertigo issues and this back bend isn't working for you, it makes you feel nauseous or dizzy, keep that in mind. You can take the bolster out and do the exact same thing, laying flat on your back with your knees together. So same but different. Do what you need, listen to your body. All right, since we rolled from the left side, let's roll over to our right to go to our next level. So we'll go over, move slowly, elbow to hand, bring that bolster out. All right, so for our last of the restorative back bends, we're gonna lay back down, roll back to center. Now we're gonna take a moment and we're gonna get this pillow or bolster underneath our hips, but what I want you to do is watch me first and then come join me. So I'm not gonna turn my head, I'm gonna look straight up, I'm gonna lengthen, I'm gonna find that bolster and I'm gonna bring it up underneath me, but I wanna take it the long way if I can. So you're gonna play with it for a minute, get it long ways up against under your back, and then rest down on it. So I have to readjust. Now take your time with it again. You're laying flat, head's looking straight up, your weight's in your shoulders and your feet. Push the hips as high as you can, get the bolster going long ways if you can, and settle back. So notice now you're on a decline. We started on an incline, now we're on a decline. Our hips are slightly higher than our heart, which is slightly higher than our shoulders and head, letting that blood flow up toward the head. Now let's go nice and easy. Keeping that head looking straight up, you guys are gonna bend one knee and then the other, and then take the legs up as high as you can. So notice I'm gonna kind of roll shoulder stand style up just a little bit, kind of like a plow or a shoulder stand, and just take those feet straight out. Point your toes up to the sky. Flex your feet back towards your body. Point your toes. Flex your feet. Point your toes. Flex your feet. Point your toes. And flex your feet. Roll them in circles. Woo! Notice the change in the blood flow. You might feel a little tingly in your feet. You notice the colors changed in them. They're very pale as they're up there. Now go in reverse. Big circles for those ankles. Feel the cracks and pops. Getting all that tension out of the tendons and the fascia. Back in the center. Now nice and easy. One leg down. And then the other. Find that width again. Now let's complete this. So I want you to take it easy. This is a fabulous transition. You're going to go up nice and easy. Slide that bolster down and away. Tuck your bottom down. Then use your feet if you can. Turn it. And then drape your legs over it. Rest back. Rest down. 1, Take one arm across toward the other, pull it by the wrist, and then rock it back. Do it again. Opposite side, reach, extend, and then roll back. Make sure you have room where you are to stretch out your toes, your fingers, expanding into the 5 points of the body. Breathing from your center and your core. Letting the shoulders roll back and relax. Now we're going to begin a nice little guided meditation portion, so take a moment. Feel your ribs if you'd like. Feel your breath expanding. Be present with your body. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Find what works for you. And let's let go a little bit. I want you to find yourself in your favorite outdoor location. In your mind's eye, you set the scene. You notice the texture of the ground, the shapes that are around you. And look to the sky. Noticing in the sky the clouds moving gently. Feel the light of the sun. Breathe. Now in this beautiful space, something red catches your eye. I want you to find the object and observe it. Notice its color, red. Notice its shape. What is this object for you? With red, root into this object. Now setting it to the side, knowing that it's always there. You can observe it later. Now turn to find something orange. Something orange has taken shape and you observe it, observing the color, the shape, any textures. Connecting this to your sacrum, your passion, your creativity. Notice any significance for this. Any significance of this object and its orange color. Take a nice deep breath and you turn, and now you sense the color yellow. You observe it, it takes shape. Connecting this to your solar plexus, your place of core and light, self-esteem. Connect to this object in some way. You turn once again and notice something green, something beautiful. You realize it's a giant forest of green. If it takes another shape for you, let it take that shape. Notice the green, the vibrancy, the heart connects to the color green. The heart is like a green renewable resource. It's our space of energy, it's our pump. Think of the resourcefulness of green, ever growing, changing, renewing itself. Connect that wide open space, that open heart. We turn again now and see the color turquoise blue. Noticing the brightness, the lightness of this color, the airy quality to it. Connecting this to your throat, to your speech, how you sound to the world. Connecting to this blue, this air, this quality of sound and healing. Noticing that you connect to frequencies and vibrations and music. All connected to that blue. Now you turn to the sky and look, and you notice that it is now a deep indigo, a dark night sky. Within that sky, you notice one single star. Noticing its twinkle, its brightness, its vibrancy. You connect to it. You feel the light of that star shining. Letting that shining light connect to your head, to your brain, to your mind, to those sacred spaces, the unknown, knowledge, seeking truth, connecting to both education, being a student and a teacher. Being ever curious, seeking out now the color purple, connecting that to the divine light that shines within you and your heart, the faith in your head, and how you connect to spirit. Thinking about being devotional through prayer, through community, through faith, through acts of service. Think about that purple divine light surrounding you, being one with you. And you being at peace and at one with the entire rainbow of colors. Now in that favorite outdoor space, you've taken in all these colors, you turn and see now a breaking dawn sky. The light rising, and within that rising light, you see an entire rainbow of colors. Red to orange, to yellow, to green, to turquoise, to indigo, to a vibrant violet purple. Take in that rainbow, that light, that love, that connection to both earth and sky. I want you to reconnect to yourself as you are now, resting. Connecting back into your body, back into your legs over this bolster, your arms out reaching. I want you to begin to stretch and move. Move your fingers and your toes, move your wrists and your ankles. That translates into elbows and knees, hips and shoulders. Begin to wiggle. Oh, stretch like you're just waking up for the first time today. Stretch into that body. And when you're ready, roll to your side. Beginning to open the eyes. Pushing yourself up to a seated position. Coming back into your space, back into your present moment. Knowing that I'm grateful for your presence today and you're taking time for yourself. I hope this was beneficial. I hope it was restorative. And I hope that you find some peace within your practice. Remember, it's meant to be playful. It's not meant to be perfect. So make mistakes and learn and grow. Adapt into your body and be honest with your needs. I'm so grateful once again that you joined me today. I'm Patricia with Kneaded Movements Massage and Yoga. Namaste.